Neil, the Keith Smith I know.
What?
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. The Keith Smith I know wants to
Happy
sit close because he wants to hear as well.
Yeah, well, I can read lips.
Yeah, you do that well.
I am. I do.
I've noticed that.
I've been doing that for
A long time.
decades. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably half your life, right?
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at you.
You're in good form today. I can already tell.
I don't know about good form.
He's a bachelor today.
No, I'm still married. My wife just happens to be up in Connecticut visiting grandbabies.
They knew what I meant.
Yeah.
And can I say that you're showing the Seattleites the house in Richmond?
Seattleites took the red eye last night. They're in Fredericksburg visiting my daughter's in-laws up in Fredericksburg, who are going to be kind enough to drive us to Richmond. I'm going to go to Richmond and show them the house at 3 o'clock. Then I got to come back and meet my sister who's in from Jersey. Then I got to get ready for a 65-mile bike ride and then take care of some clients in the middle and then talk to you for about
90 minutes.
Whatever.
Yeah, life of Keith Smith, man. He's got a good life, guys.
Yeah.
Judah Wickower. Hey, look at Judah. He's got the mic.
You know, a little kindness goes a long way.
You know what? You'll appreciate this. And we'll start the program here.
Actually, we got to do some Yiddish because I was helping somebody understand what the word mensch means.
I bought a, you know how we upgrade the studio every month?
You do,
Every
actually.
month we spend money upgrading somehow.
People don't know that. There's a lot that goes into this.
This particular month, we bought a 5th mic arm. We're going to introduce a new microphone, a new mic arm, new mic cable, specifically for him. So 4 will permanently reside here and a 5th one there. So that means there really can be no reason.
Well, that's kind of what I'm lining up with for the coffee.
Well, the 5th one's probably going to be dedicated to the director because that's going to be at his seat.
I've got it right now.
Yeah. But so they'll permanently be 4. We're introducing a 5th one is what we're saying.
How about a handheld mic? Would that ever work here? Can you do a handheld?
I mean, we can do a handheld, but it's
I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah. We can talk about it. No, people like this. It's best situated for a 4 mic board.
No, the reason I'm bringing up the hand mic is because we can.
This is a handheld mic. It's just on a mic arm. You can take this out of the mic arm, and it can be a handheld mic.
Okay, well, let me rephrase that. One that doesn't have a wire attached to it.
Yeah, a wireless.
Wireless.
Mic.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, we can do wireless mics too.
Yeah.
Those generally, the reason
they break up, right?
Yeah, that's why those are. All right, J Dubs, let's rock and roll, my friend.
Quiet on the set.
Good Friday morning, guys. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to Real Talk with Keith Smith. Happy Cinco de Mayo, amigos. Let's celebrate. It's rare we celebrate in the morning on Real Talk with Keith Smith, but on Cinco de Mayo we do. Salud, pros, nostrovia.
Oops.
Yeah, Keith already drank this.
Oops.
I was going to save mine till the cameras came on, but you enjoyed it. Would you? You had rum.
I do my rum.
I had a little Buffalo Trace, courtesy of Woody Fincham.
Yeah.
Fincham and Associates, one of the fantastic partners of the show. Judah Wickower's got a little taste of the Buffalo Trace as well. A bottle that's difficult to find. Good Friday morning, amigos.
Good Friday morning.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo, yeah. It's it's kind of like St. Patrick's Day. Got to start off with a little bit of a taste and celebrate. Hold on a second. I forgot to shut my hearing aids off. I apologize.
What is the more, and maybe we weave Judah into the mix here, what are some of your favorite holidays? I mean, obviously we have some of the, and I'm not looking for like legacy holidays. I'm not looking necessarily for the traditional holidays. Like the Christmas, we all love Christmas. We all love Thanksgiving. We all love Easter. We all love the 4th of July. I'd say those are your 4 primary traditional holidays. The 5th one, New Year's Eve, okay? New Year's Eve, Easter, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas. There's your 5 primary holidays. Your secondary holidays, which ones are your favorite and why? Judah, I'm going to weave you into that question as well. Keith, the star of the show, what's on your mind?
Well, that's pretty simple. Any day that ends in the word day and it's above ground at my age is a holiday.
Okay, so he says them all. Any day you wake up is a holiday.
Any day I get to wake up and do this is a good day. So any day above the mud is a good day. I'm not a huge fan of Christmas.
What?
I am not.
Jeez Louise.
I'm not. It's a great way to start a show, right?
I'm not a huge fan of Christmas. Wow.
And
Grinch.
Says the guy
Grinch.
Says the guy who dresses up as Santa Claus.
Yeah, you're the most generous guy ever.
Yeah.
When I look in the dictionary of generosity,
Oh,
I see a
stop
picture of
it!
Pete Smith.
Stop
no,
it!
I sincerely mean
stop
that.
it! Stop it!
You
Stop
did
it!
the
Hold on a
Christmas
second.
party.
Let me record this.
Yeah, you were very generous.
Yeah. Well,
There are a lot of New Yorkers I've noticed. My father-in-law, mother-in-law, the same way. My wife, similar mindset.
Yeah.
Very generous.
yeah. I don't know what that is. You know, there's a thing that goes on. I don't know, and Judah can fill me in on it. You know, there's the difference between the West Coast folks and the East Coast folks on, you know, having to be, you know, kind to one another. You know, out in the West Coast, people are super kind, but they don't really kind of help you out too much. In New York, right? If you break down and everybody be screaming and yelling at you, holding up traffic, but they change the tire for you, right? It's just a very different kind of mindset. You know what? Here's the deal. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Okay. Why not Christmas? You never finish your thought. Kevin Yancey says Memorial Day. Grayson says St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Look,
Brian says Cinco de Mayo. Oye, chicos. Oye, chicos from Brian.
so it's what it's become. It's a little bit too commercial for me, right? So the reason I like Thanksgiving over Christmas is it's generally family gets together and you share. This Christmas thing, I mean, what month is it? May?
You're saying it's too much anticipation. It's too much
No, it's too much commercialism.
Well, how's that any different than Valentine's Day?
How's
How's that any different than Father's Day?
Yeah, or
Every
Mother's
day-
Day.
every
Mother's
day-
Day's coming up.
Next Sunday.
Yeah, I get to celebrate two of them.
How's that
this
any
year.
different? I mean, all holidays in a lot of ways are commercialized.
I celebrate two Mother's Day this year.
I'm going to say this.
He isn't going to ask me why.
I'm going to ask, tell me why. Why are you celebrating two Mother's Day?
Because we're going to be down. So in France, it's
Okay.
a different day than it is in the United States. So we're going to celebrate it here, and then we're going to have a trip, our wedding anniversary trip down to Saint Martin, which is a French island. So we're going to celebrate it twice.
Johnny Ornalis says, morning, gentlemen, come on down for Cinco de Mayo.
I'll tell you what, that's going to be a busy man today. Go see them.
Johnny Ornalis, I have a genuine question for you. In the grand scheme of El Mariachi's business or Guadalajara's business, where does Cinco de Mayo stack up as
I
one
know
of the
that.
best days of the year? Is this your best day of the year from a revenue standpoint? And could you offer some perspective, like how many Cinco de Mayos over the last 20 years have been the best? Maybe just like a little snapshot. You know I love stats like that as a small business guy. J.O., I know you love stats like that as well.
I remember the day they opened that up because it was like,
El Mariachi.
Yeah.
I was there.
And
we both were there.
We
for
were, and
before they opened.
it was before we did the soft open.
We did the soft open.
But the actual open, if I remember correctly, was a little bit just before Cinco de Mayo, and I know that they were worried about the influx of people that can handle it, which they handled it perfectly. Perfectly.
Beautifully. That place in Zion's Crossroads is absolutely fantastic. The Ornalis brothers do an amazing
So it's funny,
job.
I was driving in. Obviously, the best place to go ahead and have a true, authentic Mexican meal is El Mariachi in Guadalajara. But other than that, where would you go?
Well, I was going to ask you this. J.O., thank you for sharing the show. Michael Plecker, one of the Shenandoah Valley's finest backstops, says Boxing Day is a fantastic holiday.
Boxing Day.
Michael
Does
Plecker.
anybody even know what that is?
That's a Canadian holiday.
No, it is.
What?
No, it
I
is
think
not.
it's a British.
It's a British holiday.
Plecker says it's a Canadian holiday.
No, well, technically that would be correct because Canada and Britain are under the monarchy, so
Yeah.
technically that would be correct, just like Australia is, right?
Yeah.
But what do you know what it is? The history behind it?
I would love to know.
I honestly
think
don't. I
Judah
think it does. Does it have to do with a boxing rebellion?
Nope. It has. Well, it could be, but
Keith.
it could be. I could be making this up.
This
but
sounds like you went to MSU. This is what my mother-in-law always says. When stuff goes like this, he goes, sounds like you went to MSU. You know what MSU is?
I don't know if I went to college. Wouldn't know. So
No, you're right. It's
Make-
not. I just checked it. It's
make shit up. Yeah, MSU. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Well, my mouth's moving, isn't it?
What was
So-
that? What was that?
The boxing rebellion is Chinese. So
Well, the Boxer
You're
Rebellion
right,
is
it's-
definitely Chinese,
yeah,
without doubt.
you're right. That's not. It's not part of the British.
But the British Empire was part of that at the time, so that could be directly connected to it. But the urban portion of it is it's when people would put their gifts in boxes and return them. That's supposedly what that's about. How true it is or not, somebody.
What do they say? The simplest explanation is often the.
Yeah, that's what they do say.
Well,
that is what they do say.
Or to use.
I always thought it had to do with boxers.
Or to boxes, put it in boxes, or to use a Keithism, let's not screw up a really good story with the facts. So
I tell that to Judah all the time. We had that conversation literally
facts.
yesterday.
Who needs
literally
facts?
yesterday we had that conversation.
So
I'll throw this to everybody before we get off the holiday talk, because a lot of people are offering their takes on their favorite holiday: St. Patty's Day or Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo.
Well, I'm Irish,
or St. Patty's Day.
So
you go St.
that's
Patty's.
a little bit. That's a loaded question for
an Irishman.
me. Yeah, I'm Irish, but today I'm Mexican.
Okay. I'm curious how that works.
Well, on St. Patty's Day, everybody's Irish.
Oh,
right. So on Cinco de Mayo, everybody's Mexican. I could have, one never knows. But.
Cinco de Mayo or St. Patty's Day for you, Wickhauer?
Both.
Favorite? Well, coming from my memories of Savannah, I got to say St. Patty's Day, because it was a blast, and I lived right on the parade route.
What is the second? You know this. What's the second largest St. Patrick's Day parade in the United States? Where is it?
It's Chicago or Savannah?
Savannah.
I know this.
Savannah.
Well,
Okay.
Chicago is one, right?
No, New York City is number one. Savannah is number two.
Then Chicago's three? Because
Could be.
Chicago's
I think
pretty
everybody gets wrapped up about that green
The water.
beer thing. But this is about Mexico today. Let's stay off the Irish.
Johnny Ornalis got some insight for us. Jerry Miller, Keith and Judah. Over the overall, my best one has been COVID year. Our sales were 3 times our regular. So this is a big time year. On average, Cinco de Mayo is about 2.5 to 3 times more in average sales.
Wow.
Johnny Ornalis.
And that COVID, I bet you a lot of it was takeout too.
He said overall the best one was the COVID year. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I suspect a lot of that was taken. But another part of it, with Cinco de Mayo falling on a Friday,
Oh,
this is a weekend
the best one.
This is a weekend
Yeah.
kind of thing. On Monday,
Cinco de Mayo midweek, early week, Friday, let's rock and roll.
Yeah, we should have wore taco shirts.
Hence why Real Talk with Keith Smith, he's already an ounce and a half in with rum.
No.
I bet it hits pretty hard on. I
Was
bet
that-
it hits
was that
pretty
awesome?
hard on Tuesdays
Yeah,
as well.
Why you say that?
Taco Tuesday.
Oh, Taco Tuesday. Okay. Well, a lot of
Talk
folks
about the
have,
stars aligning.
Bill McChesney says, beat the crowds to the restaurants. He says, May the 4th be with you. That was yesterday.
Oh.
And they went to El Puerto last night in the shopping center. That's the Meadowbrook Shopping Center.
Yeah, so always go the night before.
That's what he does, the mayor of McIntyre.
There you go. So
This one from Bobby, who says, I love the you love Johnny Ornalis' Guadalajara. He says, I love the Guadalajara.
one on Fontaine.
Yeah, he goes, I love the Guadalajara on Fontaine. I think that one has the best food. The parking can be a little tough, but it's the best food, and the atmosphere is the best as well.
That's exactly the atmosphere, and you get to see Johnny. How awesome is that?
J.O. You saw J.O.
I went there one
see
time.
Johnny.
I went there one time. I had like 10 minutes before I had to go somewhere else, and I ordered some tacos, and I'm sitting down there like scarfing them down, and there's this guy that I'm like, I think I recognize him, and he turns around and he's like, Judah?
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm like, Johnny!
And I bet you didn't get out in 10 minutes.
No, I didn't, but we had a great talk.
There you go.
He's
This
a
is-
great guy.
You want to hear something awesome? Bobby, on one of the Facebook pages, is giving props to a restaurant on Fontaine, while on another of the Facebook pages, the owner of that restaurant is listening and watching and hearing the props from Bobby.
It's just amazing.
I want you to understand that. That's pretty cool. Nick Hun Salon is watching the program and giving us some props here. Evidently, the topic today was going to be bully offers, but
I think
Cinco de Mayo
I think
Trump-
Cinco de Mayo and tequila is much better of a conversation than bully offers.
the Shenandoah
We can get
Valley's
into that
finest
later.
backstop. Michael Plecker says the Guadalajara on Pantops rocks because I can walk to it from Fontana. Bill said he had fajitas texanas last night. He gets 3 meals out of that. Wow.
Nice.
Really?
3 meals out of that.
I got tacos from the Guadalajara
guys.
on
Hey, guys.
Pantops
I'm
last
starving.
night.
I thought to say I didn't have breakfast
I'm
this morning.
starving right
This
now.
is not fair.
I'm literally starving.
I didn't have.
I'm
I've all got
legitimately
is
starving.
all I had is coffee and a bit of a taste this morning, and I'm a little on the hungry side at the moment.
Evidently,
Yeah.
the topic du jour today was going to be bully offers.
Yeah, but I think ounce and a half of.
You had rum.
I had rum. Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have any tequila. We need to stock
do-
tequila in
If
Would
there.
you have done-
If
would
I'd
you have-
known,
I would've done a
I'd
shot of
have brought
tequila
my
with you.
bottle.
What's that?
If I'd known, I'd have brought my bottle of tequila.
What
Yeah.
kind of tequila do you have?
With Jose Cuervo.
Jose Cuervo.
I don't even know much about.
Okay, okay. Bring his bottle of Jose Cuervo. Okay, I'm not gonna. I'll stop.
Okay,
Even-
so hey,
even-
bully offers.
Even Keith was gonna say something, and he stopped.
I stopped.
I know you did.
Well, you know why I stopped.
I know because you're a nice person.
Oh, and
Why?
he's a director. He can shut
yeah,
this thing
he
down.
controls the show over
He
there.
can shut this thing down. Go,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, Ting is all
Well,
screwed
generally, when
up.
you say I'm gonna bring the bottle, you generally bring like a top shelf, like a Patron. If you're gonna bring, I'm not trying to throw
Sorry?
shade though. I'm not throwing shade.
So I'm not.
I don't have
I'm
any
not an
top-shelf bottles.
aficionado. Oh, I can't even say that word. Say that word. What's that?
You said it right.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The difference between tequila and mezcal is very subtle, very big difference,
Well, it's a
right?
huge difference.
Right, and I don't know it. You know, I tried a couple of tastes in River. Did this over in Bourbadero.
River Hawkins.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Bebedero.
Yeah, it did
He's
that.
great.
and it's very, you know, particularly mezcal. It's
Mezcal's smokier.
well, and then it's different levels of it. It's a real, you know, like you have to be a connoisseur to really kind of.
Remember when River came on the show? You were sitting in the audience.
Yeah, we almost got shut down.
We were drinking tequila. I say there's legitimately no rules here, but when River comes on the show,
There are
needs
rules.
to be rules.
There
Yeah.
are rules.
There needs to
There
be
are
rules.
rules.
Yeah,
There are
needs to be
rules. There are rules.
Vincent Zorn next to me, he was like,
I'm sorry.
I know.
I hope
Somebody
my kids.
should go back and watch that show.
No.
Maybe
no.
not.
We
Maybe
should
not.
take that.
We do have sponsors and little ears,
Yeah.
little ears.
Keith
So
was sitting in the front row, and Keith was like, "Oh God."
gotta go. Bye.
No.
So, you know, a little bit of watt to watt, right? On the market. Let's kind of pivot a little
Please,
bit.
please.
Unless
Oh no, it's moving and shaking.
Yeah.
People are enjoying it.
Good. And for those who are watching and listening, I just get to talk, and Jerry's getting to read all the stuff
The comments.
and talk at the same time. So it's really interesting. Talk a little bit about, you know, what's kind of going on in the market. So right now, 7 days back, we've got 96 new homes on the market, but 89 went pending. And if you go back till about Wednesday of last week, and I need to go ahead and, I forgot to print it out for me because I got all excited about Cinco de Mayo and didn't go ahead and look at it. But so give me 1 minute, sir. Let me go ahead and double check the numbers here.
The mayor of McIntyre says he's going to be drinking Amber Dos Equis today. The mayor of Waynesboro says Casamigos is absolutely very, very smooth. He suggests that for you, Judah, Casamigos, if you want to get.
And
tequila.
and it's kind of like
Wait,
a really good bourbon
what
and a
is
really good
Casamigos?
scotch. You never mix it with anything.
No,
right?
Casamigos I drink routinely. Casamigos is fantastic.
So, on the 20
Casamigos
on-
is George Clooney's tequila.
Interesting.
My wife introduced me to it. It's very good. Go ahead, Keith.
No, so on the 27th, we had 66 come on the market, and we've got 96 now. So it's interesting. The 27th was a Wednesday. Today's Friday, right?
Today's Friday.
Today's a Friday on that end of it. So I think what you're seeing now is this pattern of Thursday, Fridays, houses are coming on the market. I'll bet you when we do the show on Wednesday, we're going to see the flip. We're going to see a substantially lower number on news, and pendings are going up, and it's causing a little bit. And there's some chatter amongst real estate agents, and just to kind of get it out there, it's causing a little bit of confusion, right? You know, this ability to get clients in and look, because there's so many buyers out there, and we have so many buyers looking at homes, and there's some chatter going on. Well, why don't you put it on a Monday instead of a Thursday? And a lot of it has to do with timing, right? Is the pictures ready? You know, that kind of thing. But it is a strategy, right? It's a strategy to put it on a Thursday or on a Friday, and kind of look at offers on Monday or Tuesday.
You know why?
Let me see. I do this for a living, don't I?
Tell us why.
No, you do it.
It's a
God, you
great
tell me.
strategy.
Let's see.
I think it's a great strategy.
It's actually.
You know why
we actually don't do that. So this is a great
Oh.
debate for that. Go ahead.
Okay. So
You go.
here's why I think putting the home on the market on a Thursday and having a deadline for offers, what, is it normally Sunday? 5 o'clock?
Monday, Tuesday. They're all over the map.
Okay, so what I would do is say...
Usually it's a Monday or a Tuesday.
All right, house goes on the market Thursday morning. And I'll say all offers collected by COB Monday.
Mm-hmm.
That's a legit window. But by putting that window, it's
Well, that's how you get into this bully offer. But go
it's
ahead.
enough time for people to see it, but it's short enough window where it creates a sense of urgency. And that sense of urgency gets people to do things emotionally that they otherwise would not do. And when you leverage, because I do this in negotiating with the deals that I, not real estate, other bit. When you leverage those intangible factors, you can start swaying market advantages your way.
Yeah, and I get all that. And for the sake of a talk show.
For the sake of talk show, yeah.
I have
it's a great talking point.
I think
right?
I got a tattoo here somewhere.
Yeah, for the sake of a talk show.
I don't have a tattoo. Never had one. Don't plan on getting one.
Me either. I don't have a tattoo. You have a tattoo?
Oh, wow,
I'm not telling.
How many years you guys been working together?
Keith, I got the
12.
the stuff that you posted on Facebook.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
Thank you.
We can talk into the mic about that.
Yeah, okay.
We got,
Judah, excuse me, Judah. Thank you so much for what you do. You are awesome.
Do you
You
have-
are awesome, Judah. See,
he is awesome. Yeah.
You're awesome,
Do
Judah.
you have a tattoo?
You're welcome. I do.
You do?
Ooh, did you know that?
I did not know that.
Ooh,
No.
please. Yeah.
That's not one of the criteria for hiring
Well, I think that would be
on the application.
I think that would be cross some sort of line.
Okay, I
Pretty
thought
that
so.
would
I
cross
didn't
some sort
ask.
of line.
I didn't
Yeah. So for the take of for the sake of a talk show, there you go. Can you get me another one, please?
Yeah.
For the sake of
Cinco
a
de
talk
Mayo,
show, we don't actually. I mean, if our client wants us to do that, but generally, what we suggest to our clients is we just review offers as they come in, right? So as they come in, so that also generates urgency, right? So look, as offers come in, we're going to review them. So,
To the seller's credit, to the seller as well, shortening the window for showings may also improve quality of life for the seller. Because there's less people going in to and from the home.
So there's an
and
emotional
you can take a little trip.
There's an emotional component to it. We're about ready to put a house on the market at Lake Monticello that's going to be priced. It's in the right location, right price, right features, right condition. We know it's going to be busy. And part of this whole weekend thing is it's occupied, right? So, hey, guys, do you got some place to go for the weekend? Because we're going to get a bunch of showings. So why don't you guys go away for the weekend? We'll show the house. I mean, there's multiple different strategies that one can go ahead and do that. But as a general rule of thumb, we like to just say, as they come in, we take a look at them. And oh, by the way, I'm not going to be able to present this offer to my client to Monday because they're out of town or whatever, or this kind of thing. And I get that, it creates an urgency. But again, for the take of a talk show, Jerry, isn't that kind of there already?
No.
Why the hell do I got to create more for? It's already there.
Right.
If it's priced right, if it's in the right location, right? And you'll find the ones that are not in the right location,
Sit.
not priced right.
Sit.
No, they generally don't have these, hey, we're going to receive offers on such and such a thing.
Yeah, they say.
It just sets a tempo, and it also it potentially gets into this bullying thing that is a really hard topic to talk about
A
live.
narrow window is not bullying.
No. I'm talking about on the buyer side, not the seller side.
Okay.
Right. So it opens up something. But usually what you're seeing, so just to get this out there, there's this new thing floating around called bully offers. They've always kind of been there. But now, since 50%, depending on the jurisdiction you're at, or 40% or 30% are cash offers, that's kind of how now creeping itself into it. So what happens, I actually had one happen to me on a recent listing, can't talk about where because it hasn't closed and all this good stuff. Cash offer substantially below asking price, and this person didn't know me and kind of made my day because they were like bullying me. And I went, oh boy, thank you so much. What was it, the Clint Eastwood thing? Go ahead and make my day, right?
Yeah.
I was like big smiles.
Dirty Harry.
So you're trying to go ahead and bully me. Let's go. I'm in. You got to accept this. You got to present it to your client and all this stuff. Yeah, and actually, no, I don't. So because what I do is when we do the listing, I actually have part of my listing agreement what my guardrails are, right? And they were very clear in that if it's not as close to listing price because we priced it below market, I don't want to see the offer. So I said, you know what? Thank you very much. Take your cash offer and leave. Well, you can't do that. What do you mean I can't do that? I just did it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that going on, and I just don't understand frankly, the ethics behind it, but that's a different issue. We'll just throw that out there and leave it sit there.
Walk me through the ethics behind it.
Well, this probably doesn't cross a line, but what it is
I don't know if it's an ethics cross as opposed to being
Look.
aggressive to the point of turning
Look.
someone off.
look. We said mensch. That's another thing, another Jewish saying. What goes around comes around.
Right, and who's on the other side matters.
And who's on the other side matters. And in a small community such as this, you bust my hump on this thing right now. You don't think I'm going to remember that?
Oh no, I know you will.
I'm going to remember that, right?
I know you will.
So
Devil's advocate for the sake of a talk show.
I don't get it. It's a stupid strategy, unless the goal is from buyer's agent to bully the seller's agent, who's maybe not capable of pushing back and saying, yeah, I don't think so, pal. Right? So that may be the strategy going on here.
But even if the seller's agent doesn't push back, the
It's called
seller still
cooperative.
has to present the offer to the client.
No, they don't.
And the client's going to be like,
You don't have to. In
well, in your case.
In my case,
your
I don't have to, because I have my guardrails.
language.
I have my
Yeah.
guardrails. It's pretty clear what I'm able to do or not able to
But
do.
we do know, Keith, and I'm not going to use any names here, but
It happens.
we all know it happens. I can rattle off a handful of them right now.
we're not
I'm
going
not
to do
going to
that.
use names.
We're not going to do that.
But a handful of agents that are utilizing aggressive tactics like this that sell tens of millions of dollars of real estate every year.
And so the
in
flip,
Central Virginia.
Yeah, so the flip side of that is, right, okay, I'm trying to position my fiduciary responsibility as Jerry to try to position him in the best way possible to win. There's two ways of doing that. There's the way of doing it as a pro, right? And then there's a way that's not so much. And, I might just get myself into a little trouble for saying that. But it's interesting. This particular agent didn't know me and was from outside the area. And once I started pushing back, oh, by the way, this agent ended up at the 11th hour showing up with a better offer that ended up winning the day. I did the takeaway. I said, yeah, I don't think so. Goodbye. See you later. And they actually came back. I can see where
The bully agent ended up coming back.
Oh yeah,
with
they
the
won.
offer
They
that
actually
won.
won the day. Yeah, they won the day.
Wow.
Yeah, because I did the takeaway. But that's because I've been doing this for 37 years, and I know exactly what I need to do and how to do it. And then the Marine comes out of me. If you want to bully me, I just smile and let's go. But it's a thing out there, and I used the word mensch earlier, and I did that purposely. I mean, we're all kind of in the same pool. We all kind of treat each other with a little bit of respect, a little bit of professionalism, and there's a way of advocating for your client that doesn't cross the line that's bullying. I mean, this person was literally class book bullying me, and I just very quietly listened to her. It was a female, believe it or not. I was listening to her, and I said, "Are you done?" And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "Good. So I'm going to tell you how this is going to go." and she goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, let me tell you how this is going to go." And it went the way it went. But that's because of, coffee.
Johnny Ornelas.
Hey, Johnny.
Tells us the difference between mezcal and tequila.
There you go. That's important
Tequila
stuff.
is one type of agave. Mezcal has various types of agave. Mezcal batches are never, ever, ever the same, where tequila batches can be the same. There you go.
I'm learning.
Very nicely done.
Learning stuff.
This comment comes in from one of the Shenandoah Valley's finest backstops, his third comment of the day. Michael Plecker, if you do one more fantastic comment today, you have hit officially for the cycle. Right now you've posted a single, a double, and with this comment, a triple. The bomb is on the near horizon. You're coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning with the bases full for a
Look at
potential
you.
grand slam. Michael Plecker says, bully offers are not acting in the best interest of your buyer. You essentially are putting a seller on the defensive in a seller's market.
I don't get it. I really, and that was what I kept on to his agent. I said, "So what the hell is your strategy here? I don't get it. So you really think that I'm going
But
to?"
she won the deal. This is what This is what I think her strategy
No,
was.
because I did the takeaway.
Right, I understand that.
I said goodbye, and we flat out rejected the offer before even presenting
This is
it.
what I think that this
I said, I think you need to come back and do a little bit better.
sake of a talk show. This is what I think they were trying to do there, now that I have all the information. They come in with the initial offer
May have
looking...
kept a little bit from you.
You normally do. Yeah. They come in trying to make an aggressive deal to get a fantastic property that they maybe steal from a price standpoint. They realize that's not going to go through because the gatekeepers, the Cape Crusader, then they come back with the most authentic offer because they wanted the property all along.
I sent them a link of the show. Do yourself a favor, watch the show.
They wanted the property all along.
Sorry, the New Yorker's coming out.
I can tell. And so is the ounce and a half.
Yeah. The New Yorkers and the caffeine. The New Yorker's coming out in me. I just love to get pushed, and let's push back.
Mayor McIntyre leaves this comment. When we bought our home, we made a deal with the older Jewish lady that was below her initial asking, but we had an agreement. Her listing agent came with another cash offer that was higher and tried to get her to break the contract. The lady we bought from said, no, a deal's a deal.
There you go.
Old school honor, thank God.
Yep.
That was 1987.
There you go. A deal's a deal.
The old Jewish lady Bill McChesney bought his house from.
Shake a hand. A deal's a deal. And that's the
way it should be.
Yeah, and that's another
weird.
That's
how it used to be.
It's still that way. It's a matter.
I'm not going to do a deal without a couple of John Hancocks and the parameters outlined on paper.
Absolutely. But even with John Hancock's on it, you've been around business long enough to know people try to do that. So a real estate.
Can you imagine what those same folks would be trying to do if there was no John Hancocks in paper?
So to Bill's point,
yeah,
a contract, real estate or otherwise, is only as good as the two people on each side of the thing.
And how well the contract's written.
It could be written as well as it's been written. It's all the matter on how the two folks are on the other side are willing to handle it. Any contract you can figure out a way to get out of or hold it up. In real estate world, I can sue for performance and all this kind of great stuff and lock up a piece of property. It's just a matter of who, to Bill's point, it's a matter of who's in the deal and the level of integrity on that, and it'll get done.
Maggie Gunnell's giving you props right now. John Blair giving you props right now.
So there's somebody who knows how to do a deal.
JB.
The right way.
Love you, John Blair.
No, I was talking about Maggie.
And John Blair.
Yeah, John Blair.
And Maggie.
And Maggie.
Both.
And Johnny.
And Johnny.
And Maggie.
Yeah, all you guys know how to do
and
a
Maggie.
deal. All you guys know how to do a deal.
How are we doing over there? Doing good?
Very well.
You doing okay, Jim?
Thank you. Yes.
You want to get woven in on a 3-shot? Let's get you into the mix.
If you think I can add anything, sure.
You always can add something.
Oh, my God. Stop it.
I know.
Stop what?
Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. This comment's come in. This is a good comment. This is a comment that is not tied to what we're talking about, but it's a question from a viewer and listener. Are you ready for this one?
I've got my pen. I'm ready to go.
Okay. So we're interested in a house. First, let me tell you who it is. Sally Navarez. Mm-hmm. We're interested in a house. The house is now being listed as under contract with contingencies and still taking backup offers. Can Keith offer explanation of what that means?
Yes. Great question. First and foremost, thank you for the case studies. That kind of saves us from talking, kind of for keeping me a little bit laser focused. So thank you very much.
Scott Q is saying, right on, Keith Smith.
There you go.
Woody Fitchum says, time is money. Litigation takes time.
Yeah.
And you got folks over at Nest and Logan Foster watching you here.
So we've got an offer. Let's just set the stage here for a second. So we have a home that was listed, that there is an offer and contract that's been accepted. I think we used the word contingencies. The question would be, is it active with a kick-out, which is a separate...
Active with the kick-out.
Which is
just put it in there.
Is it active with a kick-out?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So let's talk about what that means first, and then we can talk about the backup offers.
Turn this into a sizzle reel over here. Sorry for the pressure. Go ahead, you got this, Keith
Jesus.
Smith. Active with the kick-out. Active with a kick-out. Tell us what active with the
kick-out
means.
This is Smith ADD, get back in track. So active with a kick-out. So this means we have a home that was listed, offer came in, went contract, active with a kick-out. So typically what it is maybe they have to sell a home or some other contingency. That's probably why we use the word contingency. So that's sitting out there. And then what that does is technically it stays on the market. So then you can receive backup offers. So this particular listener or viewer could conceivably go in there, make an offer, right? Present the offer, and that offer could either be accepted or move forward. So what ultimately is going to happen with that offer, guys, just from a reality perspective, it's either going to do one of two things. It's either going to kick the kick out, actually it's going to activate it, so the kick out contract goes away and then your contract comes in, or the person who has the kick out thing removes the contingency and says, I'm going to close regardless. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes great sense.
So, there's no harm, if in today's market, if this is the right house, at the right location, at the right price, with the right features and the right conditions, the only thing this will do is be a contract writing, for their agent.
Trial run.
No, well, you just made an offer. It could work. Who knows? You could force the hand of the current contract person or entity to either remove it or go away, and then you can slide in. So it's a good tactic. You can do it. The success rate's pretty low, but I'd try it. In today's market, it's like, my God, I mean,
What do you have to lose?
you got nothing to lose.
You got nothing to
little
lose.
contract writing, and that's about it.
Marcella Fauché watching the program
Hey.
right now. She's crushing it on Ivy Road right now. In particular, a listing in Ednam Forest that went under contract before the open house, and the open house had to get canceled. Microcosm of today's market. Neil Williamson says this is tequila talk with Keith Smith.
Tequila.
Tequila talk, not real talk. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah,
we have a little
well,
taste on Cinco de
We
Mayo.
won't tell him it's rum, but that's okay.
Yeah, he had rum. We don't have tequila here. Judah was going to bring the bottle of Jose Cuervo, as he suggested.
But apparently that's too low rent.
That was beautiful. That was perfect
Well,
timing.
we do have expensive taste.
Yeah. I know I have
on
champagne.
on set, we
I
got
know I have
champagne
champagne
taste. We have
taste.
expensive
I
taste.
undoubtedly have champagne taste, and I'm okay with it.
And a maybe not so much champagne budget.
I'm okay with champagne taste. Totally okay with it.
Neil, thank you for the screenshot on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
Smith
I
at
got it.
the Board of Supervisors meeting.
I got
Big
a
Crusader.
I got to move. It was a very interesting presentation, and actually, I've been talking to. This was in reference to the defense spending, which you guys have been talking about.
This
for a
is
couple.
the defense sector, the impact the defense sector has on Central Virginia. The Weldon Cooper Center was commissioned by Albemarle County, City of Charlottesville, UVA Foundation,
Correct.
and a defense agency to put an economic dollar amount to the impact defense sector has in Central Virginia. It was $1.2 billion, ladies and gentlemen.
and it went,
$1.2 billion.
and it very smartly laid out the indirect and direct costs and so forth and so on.
UVA was one at $6 billion. This was two at $1.2 billion a year.
So I would love to, Dr. Lisa Sterevant, which she was now part of Bright, was part of Virginia Realtors, actually did an analysis for the statewide. I would love a local analysis, similar ROI, for lack of a better term, for housing in our area region. I bet you that. I mean, we can anecdote. I can't say that word. Say that word.
Anecdotal?
Yeah, there you go. My Smith words are not working well today. To see what housing, what I tried anyway. Can't say I didn't try. You honestly can't say I didn't try. I gave it a shot. Didn't work.
Squirrel.
Fire.
Rock.
Coffee. But
Chad Wood, good morning.
I know I'm doing well when I can get you to laugh, and you're laughing a lot.
Dude, I enjoy
laughing today.
I enjoy the Batman and Robin and Alfred on Real Talk with Keith Smith. I enjoy spending time with you guys, man.
But back on Smith's track anyway.
Oh,
It
yes, this is the best comment already. Marcella Fauché says, you want me to have one tequila right now with you, gentlemen?
I'm in.
Yeah, we would love. Would you love if Marcella had a tequila with us?
Did she call us
Yeah.
gentlemen?
She said gents.
Oh,
She said gents.
No,
right there,
no.
look.
I trust you.
Gents.
I trust you.
We would love if you had a tequila with us. And to celebrate the success you've had of late in real estate.
There you go.
I mean, she's been crushing it.
No, she's a pro.
Yeah, she's a pro.
She's a pro, yeah.
She's a pro. Cheers to everyone.
Cheers to
everyone.
everyone. I'm empty.
Can I get a refill?
No. I've got a 12:30 appointment, and I got to drive for Richmond.
you're good.
One little sip was all I needed
Okay.
today.
We would
in
love if you
celebrating.
had a tequila
But you guys,
with us.
please don't hold up on my account.
Yeah.
But
The party follows you, Keith.
I'm trying to be a responsible
That's good.
adult.
We're not pressuring you. Yeah.
That's right. We're not bullying me, are you?
No bullying.
No bullying.
No bullying here.
No bullying.
No bullying here. Talking tacos and titles.
Tacos, titles. But it's interesting if Neil's still watching. I wonder if he caught this. One of the board of supervisors, because they were talking about that the average income.
There's got the photo of you. There's Neil. Keep the photo on screen. Everyone look at the screen there. And the top right
Who
corner.
put that on, Neil or?
No, Neil took this
No,
photo.
he's smart. Did you do that?
Judah grabbed it from
How
Twitter.
would Neil put this on screen?
I don't know.
Yeah, did you just ask how did Neil Williamson put that on screen?
Yeah.
Neil is not here.
How many shows? This is 445.
Neil is either at Hillsdale or in Greene County. How could he put that on screen?
I don't know.
That was hilarious what he just
I
said.
don't
Judah's
know.
laughing his ass off right now. I know. And it's not the ounce and a half of bourbon that Judah had before the program.
No.
So anyway, the board of supervisors.
I'd like to assess this photo. Can you put the
Can
photo
I
back
quote
on?
Moselle Booker? Boys.
Yes. Go ahead. You're
Okay.
the executive producer.
No.
The top right corner is
That
Neil
whole
Williamson.
executive producer thing went out years ago, brother.
Top right corner is Neil Williamson in the orange tie. The gentleman behind the guy standing up is Neil Williamson.
With great.
And the top left corner with the mustache is Keith Smith. Who are these folks doing? Are they just doing the defense sector
So
presentation?
that's what they're doing. They're doing the presentation.
They are? Yeah. Are they Weldon Cooper? Those two people?
Yeah, actually, Neil will chime in. One of them is actually a colonel. I can't remember which branch of the service that works together. Both of those. One of them is I think that's the assistant county administrator, which is the gentleman, and the woman is a colonel, and it's she was like running this program. I don't think it's part of Weldon Cooper. I think she actually works for the county, believe it or not, on that. But
Okay.
I don't have the pieces together on that. Apparently, I don't realize other people can't put pictures on the show.
So what did you take from that Board of Supervisors meeting on the defense sector?
Yeah, so actually I was talking to Scott
Judah's
Moore.
laughing.
Sorry about that, Judah. Judah, you got to be direct.
You were talking to
Pull
Scott
it together,
Morris?
Judah. Pull it together.
You were talking to Scott
I'm not on
Morris?
screen right now.
Scott, pull it together, Scott. Judah, whatever your name is. So the comment was made, and I can't remember by which board of supervisor, because they were talking about that the average employee is, I think, $106,000, and
104.
104. I was
Yep.
close. That the good news about this, all these people can afford houses in Albemarle County, and I'm actually
Who said that?
I can't remember which board of supervisors
Okay.
that it was, and I'm actually going to work with Scott for on Wednesday to say, okay, if I'm making $104,000, I pay my taxes, right? I net $85,000, whatever the number is. I've got a decent credit score, yada yada yada. Let's say a 90-10 loan. How much house can I afford?
Okay.
I want him to do that for Wednesday, and then take a look at what's available. I don't think it's as many as everybody thinks it. At least that board of supervisors thought it was. $100,000.
It's not what $100,000 used to be. Now, where the $100,000 can start going further is if they have a partner who's also earning $100,000.
This comment was made specifically towards this one employee that's making that person can buy.
A single income family
Yeah.
at $100K has his or her choice of any inventory stock in Central Virginia or Albemarle County?
They didn't
no
say-
way, Jose.
Jose.
Yeah, Cuervo.
Right.
Cinco de Mayo.
Think of the one.
Olé.
Olé.
Olé. Neil Williamson says that was Trevor Henry Keith from Albemarle County.
Yeah.
And it was Chamber DAC liaison Colonel Letty Bine, who is retired.
Thank you, Neil, for doing that. I couldn't remember the who's who. I was just focusing on the 104, which I got wrong at 106. So, so we're going to take a look at that to see what does that buy you, right, and what's available.
I mean, what's 104 buy you in Albemarle County?
That's what we're going to find out on Wednesday. I don't want to guess at it. I want.
I would say 104 in Albemarle County is buying you somewhere between 450 and 575.
I think you're close.
450 and
I
575.
think you're close. Yeah. I think it's going. It depends on how much down payment.
Yeah,
And so forth.
of course. Now, one of the things that was intriguing about the defense sector study, and this came out yesterday, and this came out from Lonnie Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Lonnie Murray left this comment. Lonnie, are you watching right now? And dude, if you know Lonnie Murray, you know this guy knows Albemarle County inside and out. And I'll leave it to you to Google Lonnie Murray. Oh, Lonnie Murray is watching right now. Lonnie, I love when you watch the show and you comment. I literally do. He left this comment, which I shared with Judah before the program, because I found it so profound. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Where the hell is that comment? I shared it with you, didn't I, Judah? Oh, yeah, here it is. He talks about the impact of real estate taxes versus the impact of spending money in a jurisdiction. And people think that the real estate tax impact is significantly more influential than maybe it truly is, especially in compared to the spend the money in the jurisdiction impact. So here's how he puts it in perspective with numbers. You're going to love this. He takes the Albemarle County budget, Lonnie Murray, $551,461,538. First off, and I'm getting off track here, the budget for Albemarle County for a fiscal year is $551,461,000.
Okay.
That's a boatload of money.
Okay.
Okay, that's what it is. Just as, if anyone wants to know, it's $551,461,538. He says, Lonnie, he does the math. 1/5 of that $551 million plus, or $106,053,000 comes from real estate taxes. Only 20% of the Albemarle County budget is coming from real estate taxes. So he's showing the impact of spending restaurants.
So if you read the
grocery shopping.
if you read the
Then he brings up Fluvanna County.
well,
You know why he brought up Fluvanna? Tell me why.
Probably because I lived there.
No, because he says this is the problem Fluvanna County has.
Yeah.
Over 90%
Yeah.
of Fluvanna County's budget comes from rooftop
The
taxes.
numbers are reversed, right?
So that gentrifies the community.
And
potentially.
and actually, so I've been actually working on a spreadsheet for Fluvanna County on that, because Lonnie, what you need to do, which I'm sure you're doing, is you need to subtract out of that budget money that's coming from the state
Yes.
and the feds,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And to find out exactly what that dollar amount is, right? And how much rooftops cost. So it's very interesting. So if you read that report, it talks about indirect and direct. So these are the conversation Lonnie's talking about, right? There's direct, right? And then there's indirect in reference to housing. There's also an induced number there too, which is, the pre-development side of things to go ahead and do it. But there's generally three sides. Google this, and Neil knows about this, and I misquoted actually yesterday at the Planning District Commission meeting. I said it was 2015. It was actually 2011. Virginia Housing, as the focus around housing, actually did a white paper in 2011 about the impact of housing on local government, and it's very similar to the defense structure. It talks about indirect, direct, induced, and how much money, to Lonnie's point, that rooftops actually bring to a jurisdiction more than taxes. And anyway, it's an interesting. If you Google it, it's 2011. It needs to be updated. It's 20 some odd years old.
Woody Finch, I'm watching the program,
Hey, Woody.
the appraisal genius. He's
Genius.
The owner, co-founder, and co-owner of Fincham and Associates.
We have to get him a genius hat. Is this
Woody's the man.
Yep.
He's a smart guy. He leaves this comment about Fluvanna County. 90% of the revenue plus from rooftops, real estate taxes, and still Fluvanna County shops the assessment to a third-party company that can't even spell the word assessment correctly. Wow. Just wow.
So you know what he's referencing to.
Yeah.
Literally, they misspelled the word in
Assessment.
the report.
Yeah.
Even Smith knows how to spell assessment.
Should I ask you on air to spell
No,
assessment?
do not do that.
Okay.
Do not do that.
How many S's are in assessment?
A lot. More than one. More than one. Is that the right answer?
Does it not concern you, or
That I can't spell assessment?
I don't think it's if 90% plus of your county's revenue comes
But that's-
from residential rooftops.
I've been there since 1987. It's been that way since 1987. It is not going to change anytime soon. It's why actually I'm running a spreadsheet because I'm a bit of a spreadsheet geek. Everybody talks about equalization and all that stuff. I'm up to 100 random people at Lake Monticello. Nobody's actual cash out of their pocket remain neutral. They're all spending more money. So, look, you can do rates, you can do formulas, you can do all this stuff. The bottom line, what Jerry cares about, or Mr. and Mrs. Smith, or my father or my mother, is how much extra cash they got to pay a year. That's what they care about.
That's what everyone cares about.
And some of them are huge. Some of them, like my parents, are 20% up. They're paying 20% more in cash this year than last year. That's not equalization in my book.
No, and that's how
And it's-
gentrification happens.
And it's
that is
and it's-
gentrification.
Well, it's interesting because what I'm starting to see, and Woody will either correct me or not, what I'm starting to see is the lower priced homes have a larger percentage of cash increase. The more expensive homes have a lower percentage of cash increase. Don't exactly know why. I'm digging into it.
Well, why do you think that is?
I think what happened is I think the lower priced homes appreciated more in the assessment than the upper end homes percentage wise. So I think
I think that's definitely what it is.
yeah, and it's just
the assessment's based on market
migrating.
value.
It's migrating itself, my famous triangle, all the way to the end, and is ending up to be more cash.
What the crappiest part is that basically means the entry point home is more expensive.
Well, it's becoming more expensive to live there.
Yeah.
It becomes a gentrification scenario
Right.
where people are starting not to be able to afford to live there.
Comments coming in fast and furious. Kevin Yancey says Fluvanna County missed a huge amount of money by not having a business license fee. And he also said in 2008, Fluvanna County hired a company from California to do their assessments.
Look, every jurisdiction has a little bit of hiccups from time to time. Staying on Fluvanna County, Kevin will know this, but most people do not know this. So we have a power station there. Generates about $6 million in taxes. We were supposed to have two, side by side. So that would be an extra $6 million. Because of opposition, the second one did not happen. So only one was built. That was kind of part of this. So there's an extra $6 million or whatever the math is of revenue that we missed for a power station that, it's natural gas, it's low impact, it's not a lot of traffic. I mean, it's actually one of the best ways to generate a little particular revenue on it. And a little shout out to Neil for his thoughts on this. I was listening, on the Thomas Jefferson Planning District Commission meeting last night. We do a roundtable, and a lot of the elected officials are talking about opposition to solar farms in
I've
their
noticed that.
jurisdictions.
Yeah.
And,
OG, the old guard, is very opposed to solar farms, dude.
and do you get that? Do you understand why? What do you think that is?
This is something that I knew was going to eventually come up.
Okay.
Especially if I went down the road of government.
We can stay away from it.
No, I have no problem talking about this. I mean, there's a solar farm percolating in the Scottsville area.
Yeah.
They're
Pretty
not-
big.
They're humongous. They're not exactly pleasing to the eye.
Mm-hmm.
You would agree with that, right?
Okay.
Like I would not say it's like the most beautiful landscape, a solar farm.
Okay. So the people live in Fluvanna County. We have one on Zion's Crossroads. I test anybody in Fluvanna County to figure out where it is.
I understand that.
Right.
They're very discreet. They're extremely discreet.
If they go through the process correctly, right, and they have buffers and so forth and so on, it's a little discreet. So let me get this straight. I don't want a coal-fired power plant.
I know you can't win. It's
Right.
2023. You can't win.
I don't want to. Well, back to our conversation. Why the number one ROI is converting heat pump systems or heating systems from fossil fuel to electric. It's the top one in last. It hasn't even been on it in 10 years.
We're talking about return on investments, the projects that you can do for your house. This was the topic from Monday's show that drive the best ROI. Should you choose to sell your house? That was number one.
We had 4 that were over 100%.
If you
which
listen
has
to
never
Monday's show,
happened.
realtalkwithkeithsmith.com, there were 4 projects that you could do to your house that legitimately drove an ROI of over 100%. That
Return
means
on
if you
investment.
paid $5,000, you got more than $5,000 back.
That's exactly right. And 3 of them, well, 2 of them were external,
Yeah.
right? Your front door, your garage door. Then there was this number 1, which is the heating system, which wasn't on the list for at least 10 years that I looked at it, and it escapes me it was. I have to go back and check. I can't remember what the second
remember
one.
the fourth one
The
was
fourth
either.
one was on it, but two of them were front. We'd have to, I don't know, you probably have that
I
list
can-
somewhere there.
I'm looking for it now.
Oh, you
it.
are? Thank you, Judah. Woody Fitcham says you've inspired him. He's going to dig into that. He has a weekend project. Woody Fitcham is an appraiser. Fitcham and Associates is his company. His weekend project, an inspiration from what Keith just said. He says,
Now,
my
Smith
guess.
has to remember what the hell he said.
Well, here it is. Woody says, my guess is Keith is right. Lower priced real estate inventory
Yeah.
increased at a faster rate than the upper level markets.
Yeah, I mean, I just did. Woody, you can connect with me. I'll share you my spreadsheet. I go on Vaminet because it's the new numbers are there. I just randomly pick a couple of properties and drop them in there, and it's looking to me. I haven't figured the break even number yet, but if you're in the $200,000 to $300,000 tax assessed thing, you're actually paying substantial more money.
And the crappy part of that is it's impacting the financial margin. That's the folks that need every single dollar. Bill McChesney says no to solar farms. Instead, utilize existing buildings to provide infrastructure for solar rather than cover a big natural agricultural area with panels.
There you go.
Put them on top of buildings and give tax incentive to folks like
Does
that
that
own the
work?
Macklin building in
Bill, does that
downtown
work?
Charleston.
I think this might be a massing issue. I wonder how that actually, it sounds a lot like development, right? So if I need, and I don't know anything about this, I know zero about this. I'm just equating it to development. So if I need certain amount of density to make the math work, right? So number of panels, I wonder how you put that together on a number of buildings, right? So, but you're 100% right, because it was, that was brought up in the meeting that, encourage people.
I'd do solar in the Macklin if I was encouraged tax credit wise to do it.
I got to tell you, we were looking about doing it in our house, to be honest with you. It's $35,000 even with the tax incentives.
Well, my comment was on commercial. I don't think the tax incentives apply to a commercial, do they?
They do.
Does
As
anyone know?
As far as I'm concerned, they don't.
I do
don't
not
know.
think they do. But I would do. We got a huge roof here.
Yeah, but
I'd
I
do it
think
here.
what Bill is trying to get at is if we can orchestrate it a little bit more, that make an incentive so people can put on it.
That's what he's saying.
But here's the problem, Bill, on that, right? The state of Virginia is unlike North Carolina. You only can do net zero.
Right.
So I actually can't I can dump energy back into the grid. I just don't get paid for it.
Neil Williamson says solar panels are all over the Colonial Nissan roof
Yeah.
on Route 29. That was beautiful. Is that Liza's? That's
Yep,
one of Liza's,
that's exactly right.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I mean,
I bought my first car in Charlottesville from Colonial Nissan.
yeah. So I mean, you could probably take a look at it and see how much energy you're using here and go to go through it. But on my personal residence, we were really wanting to do it, but $35,000, and that's with the.
Bill just said what Neil said on a different page. God, we learned so much from you guys. I love you guys.
I mean that. I truly, you're 100% right.
The viewers and listeners, I'm going to talk about this on the I Love Seville show. Is John still watching? Did you know the governors of Virginia? I did not know this. I want to get this exactly right here. Virginia governors get to, obviously we all know that Virginia governors get to pick the Board of Visitor members at the University of Virginia. But did you know that, I want to get this 100% right, that the Virginia governor gets to pick every member to the board? I'm going to read the exact comment. Do you know anything about this?
Which board? There's multiple boards
Board of Visitors.
of UVA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's been around forever, though.
No, right. It has been around. I'm gonna read it directly. I guess my point is, you guys teach us a lot of stuff, and we appreciate you. I'll eventually read, if I can find the comment, I'll read it verbatim here on the 12:30 show.
Manufactured stone found it.
That's what the
The
fourth one was.
ADD kicked in. So it's all 3 exteriors and 1 interior.
Manufactured stone.
Stone. That's lick and stick, fake stone.
Here's the comment. Each Virginia governor gets to appoint all 16 Board of Visitor members, not the student member, during their 4-year term. 4 BOV members each year. So the answer to your question is Governor Godwin has appointed the most members to the Board of Visitors. He is the only governor to serve 2 terms, from 1966 to 1970 and from 1974 to 1978. That means Virginia Governor Godwin appointed 32 people to the UVA Board of Visitors. I didn't know that. Did you know that? Did you know that? I did not know that.
I learned something today.
I learned something today.
Is there going to be a test later?
We may do a trivia question.
There you go.
Yeah, I like to turn them into trivia questions.
There you go.
How about this question from Chad Wood in Crozet? Mr. Smith,
Ooh.
do you expect the inventory to uptick this summer?
So the Mets have been doing really good so far.
He does not, Chad. He does not.
Actually, I think you're gonna. I mean, if you take a look at the numbers, right? So we are upticking a little bit at the moment, right? I think a lot of this, we're going to see this roller coaster ride for maybe another couple of months when we start getting into the middle of the summer. But I think we're going to start seeing this Thursday, Friday coming on, Tuesday, Wednesday coming off, Thursday, Friday going on. We're just going to start seeing this little bit of this roller coaster. Back to the conversation we had with Scott on Wednesday, I'm starting to think that if this interest rate does get closer to 5%, you might see an inventory uptick. I was pretty skeptical about that, but I'm starting to rethink that a little bit on it. But we may end up hitting a normal summer slowdown, right? This kind of feels like, for those of us who have been in the business for decades, it kind of feels a little bit normal, right? You normally have these upticks in, March, April, May, that kind of thing, a little bit of June, and then you start creeping a little bit down in late June, July, and August, and start picking back up in September. That's kind of historically been the case, except for the last X number of years. So we may be starting, I'm kind of hanging my hat a little bit on inventory dropping a little bit in summer, then picking back up in September. I think that's going to be more tied to that 5%, though.
Woody Fincham.
Hey, Woody.
And we got questions coming in quickly here with 10 minutes. Woody Fincham says this: we went solar 5 years ago. We will break even at the 8.5 year marker.
Okay.
So they went solar 5 years ago.
Yeah.
8.5 years into it,
Yeah.
they're going to break even.
And Woody, you can convey,
Yes.
I believe the loan conveys with the house, typically, at least the one I'm looking at. So if I buy it and we now have a 200 whatever it is monthly payment on it, which locks in my utility cost for it, I think I can convey that.
I think we learned that from the solar guys when they came on the show.
We did.
Yeah,
We did.
yeah. So here's another question.
I think the state should allow you. I think you should, because Woody's putting. I guarantee you, Woody's putting more energy back into the grid than he's
100%.
using.
Yeah.
On that, he should be compensated for that, but you can't do that in Virginia.
That should change.
Yeah.
Do you not agree?
Yeah, without doubt. But that requires the state.
Dylan rule.
Well, the state needs to
The
do
delegates.
it. The state needs to do that.
Throw this to you guys. This is a good question. This is a good piece of content to create here, J-Dub. So mark
Okay.
this down. I don't know how you can answer this one.
Great. That's a great way to start.
Beverly wants to know if you characterize this as a healthy or unhealthy real estate market. Mark that timestamp down. One of our viewers and listeners, Beverly, would like Keith Smith to know or answer if this is a healthy or unhealthy real estate market right now.
It depends on which side of the fence you're on, right? If you're selling, it's a pretty healthy market, right? You can get top dollar for your home in pretty short turnaround time. We talked about this a couple of shows ago. To sell a home that's in the right price, right location, right features, right condition in days is not normal, right? So if you're on the seller side, this is a good place to be. If you're on the buyer side, not so much. So it really depends on which side of the fence that you are on at that particular point. Did that be the political answer?
That was the safest answer I've ever heard in my entire life. I was literally going to push back on that, but you knew I was going to push back on that, so you beat me to the pushback.
I beat you to the pushback. I saw the.
Yeah, I was like, what the?
I saw the look on the face.
This is not going to make Beverly happy.
Well, it's not a simple answer, right? This is not like, I've got a sickness or something and I'm unhealthy. On the seller side, if you're on the seller side, you're in a healthy position. If you're on the buyer side, you're not in such a healthy position.
Is it a healthy
No.
position?
Let me finish it.
Go ahead.
So
please.
overall, without without coming up with a better way to bring inventory on, which is this missing middle, everything that Neil Williamson works on, I work on, and my volunteer work on that end of it to increase inventory, it's going to remain just the way I outlined it. So one could define that as unhealthy. Is that even a better political answer?
That was better. Devil's advocate for the sake of a talk show, let's keep the sizzle reel going here, J-Dubs. Can we characterize it even close to being healthy with many sellers having so much more leverage over buyers? This is undoubtedly a seller's market.
Oh, without doubt.
Undoubtedly.
Well,
I understand condition, price, and location
yes
matters.
and maybe no, yes, right? Buckingham, not so much, right? So if it's in the right location, right price, right features, right condition, it is absolutely a seller's market. But to blanket the whole area, there are some areas that are soft. There's not a lot, but there are some areas.
Michael Plecker, the toughest transition we will face at some point is convincing the sellers that the glory days are over and you missed the boat. Then he says this: I just hit a home run, Jerry, left center field, 4 rows up, Plecker out, mic drop. You can totally see Plecker saying that.
Yeah, I can. Not only I can see that, I can see him physically dropping it and walking around his house.
I know.
Going first base, second base, third base, home run.
We bring Michael Plecker back to the show.
And then his wife's going around.
I like her too. He outkicked his coverage with her. She's a beautiful lady.
Yeah, we all done that.
Yeah.
Look,
Kevin Yancey says it's not a seller's market if buyers won't pay the overinflated asking prices. Dude, this is a seller's market, Kevin Yancey, and the buyers are going above asking.
Well, what he's saying is, it'll stop being a seller's market if buyers stop paying. Over ask. I think that's what I think he's saying. He's saying.
Yeah, but the buyers can't do that. They're moving here. They need somewhere to live, and there's not enough places to do it. People are sprinting to this area. They are sprinting to this area.
Well, just read the defense report.
Yeah,
read it.
7,400 jobs. University of Virginia straight up said in a press release, the Paul Manning Biotech Institute is going to bring 2,000 to 3,000 additional people to this area with 6-figure salaries.
So
they literally said that.
Time out. So now you got 6 figures there. You got 6 figures at the defense. UVA's got a lot of 6 figures.
You got Kimpton Hotel. You got that's the Darden School. So you got UVA Foundation with the conference center and the hotel. You got our boy with the data science school. I mean, dudes, there's more. The demand is greater than the supply, and it's not going to slow down soon.
Yeah, and so
this is very obvious.
Yeah, I almost did a Ronald Reagan supply side thing. So but it's a supply problem.
It's a supply problem.
It's a supply problem.
We don't, and the political climate.
I got to tell you though, I think
there's no political capital to improve
actually
the supply.
Woke up a couple nights thinking about this 5% mortgage, right? You remember we've been saying 3%, 3% was kind of not healthy. Talk about not healthy. That was not healthy. That was not a healthy market at 2 to 3% mortgage rates. It wasn't healthy. But I think it's going to be crazy.
I'm going to give you props. I give you props often. You said when mortgage rates were 2 and 3 that this is not good.
It is not good.
You told multiple times on the show, even to realtors.
And you pushed back a little bit too.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Realtors on this show were saying, what do you mean? We're making so much money. Basically that. And you're like, 2 and 3% is not good. 2 and 3% is not good. And you held that bell. And now we're
I got a lot of people were telling me I was full of you-know-what.
Now this market is the collateral damage of the 2 to 3% 30-year fixed effect, where us that have 2.75% rates on 30-year fixes on 5,200 square feet in Glenmore say, how the hell are we going to sell this? Why would we sell this house when we have a 2.75 when the next step up is going to be a 40% increase in price?
It's worse than that. You have to move. You have to move.
I don't have to move.
No, I understand that.
You're talking hypothetically.
I'm talking hypothetical.
I'm the definition of someone that's causing an inventory slog because I could move, but I don't.
Hey, Jerry, I want to share something.
I got a 2.75%.
I need to share. I'm going to lean in. I need to share something
with you. I'm leaning into.
Everything isn't about you, Jerry. I'm just saying.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
Man.
I heard that this morning. I think you did as well. The only reason you didn't hear it this morning is because Yona's in Connecticut.
Yeah, you would be.
You still heard
You
this?
would be wrong.
That's why we love each other.
That was a 6 o'clock FaceTime call with my granddaughter, literally saying the same thing. You know, this isn't all about you, Pop Dad. Oh, good. But it's that I couldn't. I knew it wasn't right because of 3.5 decades of doing this stuff. It's just not normal. When you have these large swings, one way or the other, there's always going to be winners or losers. I think where the losers are going to be on this thing now, and I just couldn't figure out exactly, and now I do know, is the Jerry Miller that has to move. Not you, Jerry, but somebody similar to you that's in this 2 to 3% mortgage rate, and they have to move. They, for whatever reason.
Scott said that too.
Yeah, and now that's going to hurt because now
That person's probably, when they move, is probably going to a house that is not up to the same standard of their current house.
But maybe yes, maybe no yes.
It's a lot more expensive. 30, 40%
But it
plus the
depends,
interest rate
depends,
increase.
right? So when did the 2 to 3% really start kicking in? I've been preaching this for 2 years, at least 2 years, right?
I'd say the 2 to 3% kicked in, I'll call it March, April,
19,
call it
20.
May, June 2020.
No, I think it started N19. Let's call it.
And in 19, you're over 4. And in 19, you're over 4.
So for the sake of a talk show, I'm going to keep
Reflection
on
of
repeating.
COVID.
So let's call it 2 years, just for the heck of it.
Yeah. You went from June.
We've been a year over.
You went from June 2020 to Q1 of last year.
So somebody could check this. It's an easy Google.
June
What-
of 2020 to Q1 of last year was the low interest rate environment.
Okay, so let's call it for Smith Brain.
Okay, we'll
2
call
years.
18 months. 2 years, fine, 2 years.
We'll call it 2
I'm
years.
nitpicking, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just trying to. So the counter push to that is how much equity you made in 2 years.
Massive.
So that's the difference.
40%.
Yeah. So 40% of whatever is whatever.
A lot.
So that gives you a little bit more buying power going forward. But I think even.
But the buying power. And
But
we
the
talked about this.
prices are chasing you, and you're not catching up to it.
That's what I'm saying. The buying power.
That's why you shouldn't rent, folks.
You're talking.
Had a great meeting yesterday.
I'll
with a
call it
client.
35, 40% plus the 20% down. It was a 20% down on, 20% down on March 2020 plus the 30 to 40% appreciation. So you're talking significant equity. But the homes have also, the climb up have also appreciated, counterbalancing the equity growth. And then when you're locking in a new rate, you're resetting the 30 at a higher interest rate than the 275.
I just
We
happened
are helping create the inventory slog, my family. Indirectly.
Thanks, Jerry.
Indirectly.
Thanks, Jerry.
Indirectly.
So I just happen to have it in front of me because I didn't put it away from earlier in the week. Just to your point, Albemarle County quarter over from the end of the first quarter, right? The first quarter, right? We're in the second quarter.
Yeah.
End of the first quarter, just in the month of April, new construction, single-family detached went up 11%. So
Did you just hear what the man
you're
said?
chasing? That's new construction. I just happen to have it in front of me. But you're
In
chasing.
1 month, new construction went up 11% in value in
Went
Albemarle
up
County.
55K, 11%.
In 1 month. In the
1
month of April, new construction values went up $55,000.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So no, I apologize. I lied. That's no new construction. I apologize.
So that's existing.
That's existing.
You're telling me in the month of April in
But
Albemarle
new construction
County,
went up 49%. I was close.
That's an
Hey, facts matter. I can't. No new construction detached in the month of April versus the end of the first quarter went up 55 grand, which is 11%. Detached new construction went up 49%. 49K, 6%. Yeah. So to your point, however I was trying to do it, to your point, you're chasing it up.
You're chasing.
You're chasing it up.
Yeah.
I had a great sit down with a young lady who's
And it's at every price point.
exactly right.
It's at every price point.
I sat down with a client yesterday that
So they can't move. They won't move. And the difference is with us, go
So-
ahead.
So I sat down with a teacher,
Okay.
Albemarle County, yesterday, who's renting, who's paying $2,700 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
She's got a
detached.
3-bedroom, 2-bath, and she's paying $2,700 a month. So she must have roommates.
Yes.
Okay, so they're each paying what, $900 a month?
Whatever.
2,700 divided by 3 is 900. They're each paying $900 a month.
Close enough for me.
Okay.
The property owner is selling the property
Okay.
because they want to capitalize on the
gains.
gain.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any place to go. She wants to stay close to the school. And we're out looking at Lake Monticello because Scott's helping her with that. But, she was like, I'm trapped. I can't get a rental. I also can't get, I've got to drive all the way out to do that. And, the conversation over a cup of coffee was, I just going to give up. And we spend more time helping people stay in the game, if that makes sense.
Well, give up.
But I had the same.
Is she going to live in her car? How's she
Well,
give
no,
up?
she just would go find a rental that's a little bit more expensive and get another roommate. She would come up with some other hack to go ahead and do it. But I had the conversation with her we just had. I said, well, time out. Let's do the math. You're chasing this. You're spending money away versus, hey, let's go out to Lake Monticello, which there was one that we could have, could do that would fit her price range. Oh, by the way, had multiple offers and so forth and so on. And we just, we weren't able to get the documentation put together enough before it came off the market, before we do that. But she's going to stay in the game, and we're just going to keep on plugging at it to go ahead and get there because she's realized I'm either chasing spending too much money or I'm chasing prices going up. There you go.
There you go.
11:33.
11:33. You got to go.
Cinco de Mayo.
You got to go to Richmond.
Got to go to Richmond.
He's taking his daughter from Seattle and her husband, his son-in-law.
Actually, I'm not taking them. My daughter's in-laws are picking them up from IAD and driving them to Richmond.
To go see the house.
First time they're going to get eyes on it.
First, are they going to walk through it? Mm-hmm. They bought a house in Seattle over FaceTime. Keith was the realtor, walking through the house via video FaceTime.
In the rain.
In the rain.
Yeah.
No home inspection.
Nope.
Appraisal gap coverage of.
But that might be too many details to get into. Let's call it awfully close to six figures.
Awfully close to six figures. Mm-hmm. But it's close to where they want to be. Walking distance.
Right location.
Yep.
The price for them is right. It's absolutely the right features. The house is in freaking impeccable condition on it. And the timing was right. And I'll have to be honest with you.
And most importantly, they're in the game.
They're
now in the game.
They're in the game.
They're in the game.
They're in the game. They haven't even closed yet.
And they're in the game.
They built equity.
That's what I'm saying.
Because there's adjoining homes that went under contract because I'm tracking it and talking.
I just want to give you a hug right now.
I'm talking to
Did
them.
you tell them that?
Yeah. Well, we're coaching Yvonne, right?
Yeah,
So
that's his daughter.
She is studying for a license, and I'm coaching her through this process, which we would not probably do with any typical.
They haven't even closed yet, and they have equity in their house. Did you hear that?
No. Yeah.
They haven't even closed yet. Not equity. They haven't even closed yet, and they have appreciation in their house.
Thank you very much. Wrong
Did you
choice
hear
of
that?
word. Appreciation. Equity. It'd be pretty hard to have equity. I haven't even closed
They haven't
it yet.
even closed yet, and they have appreciation.
Les Yona's giving them money that I don't know about, but the So because the sixth one is the agent on the other side, and the agents that are over there, they're freaking awesome, right? And we're communicating on a regular basis, and they're sending me, hey, this house just went pending. This house just went pending, and went pending for yada, because we all kind of communicate together. So they're going to close on that house. Probably have 30, 40 grand in the house. That's the game. That's it.
Game.
That is,
Get in the game.
Get in the game.
I love it.
What is it? Hit a home run. Hit a grand slam like Plecker did.
Close the show, my friend. You crushed it today.
Yeah, thank you.
Give Keith Smith props when you see him, guys.
Yeah. We and wish me luck on Sunday.
Oh, that's right. You're in a bicycle race.
Well, in my case, it's not a race.
Okay.
My case is getting from point A to point B in 65 miles and still be able to show up here on Monday morning because it's on Sunday in D.C.
I mean, it's Real Talk with Keith Smith. You better be here on Monday. Real Talk with Keith Smith.
Okay.
You're gonna be good. You've been training. You're gonna do well.
Oh, I'm not ready.
You've been training.
I'm not ready.
Once you get in the mindset, you'll do well. You got that mind that goes beyond. You're an overachiever.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
I'll tell that to your mom. Overachiever.
we'll find out around mile 35, 36, and I'm going, oh, shucks, what am I doing here? But I'll finish it.
You did great today, Keith.
Thank you. I have a lot of fun. I love Batman and Robin.
Me too, dude. Today's show was excellent. He helps people buy and sell houses. His name is Keith Smith. He is the co-founder of Yes Realty Partners, and they're fantastic. He and Yona are just salt of the earth people.
And by the way, you're all that in a bag of chips, too.
Oh, thank you. Judah Wickhauer, the director, Real Talk with Keith Smith, presented by Yes Realty Partners and the trusted advisors that we call the supply chain of real estate.
Please.
Just click the Partners
Please.
tab, and you'll see folks that he's vetted that you can count on to help make this process and this home buying experience a reality.
We could literally could not do this without them.
There you
but
go.
we do 3 times a week. Could
There
not
you
do
go.
this without them. And go see one of Johnny Orales' restaurant.
El Mariachi or Guadalajara Fonte.
Yep.
The I Love Seville show is up in 50 minutes. Join us, and thank you kindly for watching. Take care.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That was awesome.
Look at that. I even got Judah to laugh today.
That was excellent.